Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to week 2 of the SEL. Love is in the air, and we didn't bring you flowers, but we did bring you Carball. I am your lovely host, DJ TJ, and with me is the even more lovely Foof. Foof, how we doing, man?
What's up, man? And something has to be said that Valentine's Day we can find nothing better to do than yell at Rocket League. So, but that as we might, we have I don't know, would love really be in the air in a night of competition where also players have found not better things to do to play Rocket League. I think there's gonna be some animosity, maybe some extra animosity, so being on the pitch this evening.
I mean, love might not be in the air for a lot of these guys, but the focus is still there. For them, this is your average run of the mill Wednesday. And for some of these teams, it is an extremely important Wednesday. Now we have teams who have officially made their way through the first week. A lot of teams
Hmm.
going 2-0, a lot of teams going 0-2, and a lot of teams going 1-1. It's absolute chaos out here. Now, this little middle of the season region, this week and next week, this is where you start to see the new teams pull apart or kind of break off, I guess, and find their place in their groups. And we have some fun matchups today.
Well, you know, kind of leading forward to that first one, with it being the you are going up against NKU, have a 1-1 team going up against an 0-2 squad. Both teams obviously coming off a loss with an 0-2 unit, but they both have to bounce back. And with one team searching for their first win, the other team answering from a 3-0 shelling, what do you think the best way of coming into this game is?
I mean, the really funny part about Group 4, and Bepic said this in his video that he dropped today about the state of the SEL, is that Group 4 is kind of already pre-decided. There's the three top teams. You have UGA, Bruton Parker, and FAU, who are all kind of already distinguished to be the top teams, and the rest of the group just kind of has to fight off. Now, one thing I will say is Arkansas having to play BPC early on, that's not a game that you want to go through. 3-0, unfortunate. And Northern Kentucky, being one of the new teams and being in the bottom seed of the group, they probably arguably have had the worst starting schedule of any
Yes.
team in the SEL. I mean, you run into FAU 3-0, then you run into BPC 3-0. I mean, for me, NKU may have 0-2, but I'm still rocking with this team. This team made its way to Bluegrass Boost Battle this weekend,
Hmm.
and that's going to be such a fun time. Y'all definitely should check that out. Me and Bepic will be making our way to Kentucky for that. It's going to be a blast. And Northern Kentucky, I really like this roster. And we're not going to get into predictions just yet, but I just feel like this is finally their first chance to prove themselves.
Well, it's a moment where you take on these two very big powerhouse, and then all of a sudden have 0-3, and so you literally have nowhere you can go but up. And looking back over this series, a couple games just seemed to kind of get away from game one, 1-6, game two, 2-4 against BPC. Game three, though, 2-3. They were getting closer and closer as that series went on.
Yeah, I mean, these teams are both talented, and this is an extremely even matchup. And this right here could be to decide your fourth seed or your fifth seed. Like, and you have to make those placements, and these are the games you have to win to make the LCQ. Granted, I don't think either of these teams can upset the top three in Group 4, but hey, today will be a pretty good starting point to try and get there. But it's going to be really interesting to see, as I believe teams are almost in the lobby, so we are going to bring some of that action to you soon. But I mean, hey, we might as well go ahead and break into predictions, Foof. I'll let you start.
I think it's tough. You have both teams coming off of big losses, both of them playing similar teams, and I don't know how much I can really prepare. It's just tight because I haven't seen much of NKU. I'm glad you have a lot of belief in them. Arkansas coming off of that big loss. You don't know how many teams are going to bounce back, especially at the beginning of the year. So I can see this going the distance, but what I want to see is both of these teams either building on what they played well at or making an identity. Find something that you want to be good at. Either if it's boost steals, make it bumps, make it demos, be passing plays. I want to see identities being formed and built upon in this series.
Yeah, 100%. I think all six of the players that we're going to see today have the potential to do that. Again, all fairly evenly ranked. NKU, in my mind, again, like I said earlier, I feel like they have the edge today. They have experience of qualifying through BBB, which was a very tough qualifier. And I believe they qualified through the second qualifier as well, which is no easy task by any means.
Hmm.
I mean, and they played a lot of SEL teams to get there. So for me, I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to go 3-1 NKU over ARC, but I could see it going to 5.
So calling the Norse over the Razorbacks. Got it. That this, I love also just kind of peering into the mascot battle. And when I was looking up NKU today, Norse, that is just such a baller brand. It's not the Vikings. It's not like a Nordman. It's Norse. It's everything. And so that's a kind of an unusual one. And then obviously the Razorbacks, another unusual mascot. And, man usually beats pig, but you have pig on the man's team. So it's kind of a conundrum, kind of flipping all around.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny enough that these teams. I mean, also the characters on these teams. These are fun players. I've got the chance to talk with a lot of these guys. I know that I've talked with some of the UARC players before. They've played a lot of our UGA teams in NACE, and I've just recently met the NKU guys in preparation for this weekend. And they're fun.
Hmm.
They're fun guys. They're an absolute pleasure to work with. And on that note, I think we now have the pleasure of giving you this game. So if teams are ready to join, I think we're gonna go ahead and get this thing going. Foof, let's take us in.
Well, finally getting 6 cars in the field. Sometimes the hardest boss in all of Rocket League is simply scheduling, but we got them all here. 6 cars in the field, possibly a best of five or a true best of five to be played ahead of us here with 5 minutes on the clock.
So far, even midfield distribution. 5 seconds into the match, pretty even start for both these teams. I'm really intrigued to see how aggressive they are at the start, knowing how even they are. I know this NKU roster's got a lot of confidence and an open net. Might fall, kills right side to Pig. He's gonna save it.
Well, that's 2 big misses. One, Pig couldn't find the shot, and then he ends up saving it. Now it is all eyes on this UARC defense as they were gifted, really, a possession to break away from. Still him on their own side. Pig up in the air a bit awkwardly. Soft touch, Luke chases, but opts to kind of let a teammate make the play on that as Loco has the save.
Yeah, that's a rough start for NKU because they look like the better team in terms of these first couple seconds. I know it's very early on. I know that the UARC fans might hate me for that one, but either way, gameplay still fairly even. Jaden's going to try and find his teammate downfield, be met by Iconic, who's going to use a flip to dunk kills and has a chance for a shot, but this NKU side staying strong so far.
That's a setup to Luke, but Luke unable to take full advantage of it. Pig, gotta be careful in those situations, putting it into the middle of the field. Iconic catching this in stride, gonna get the boost and reset on the offensive end, trying to pinch off the ceiling. I like the look, but maybe not the touch. Luke in response misses here. Now it's all eyes on Jaden to flip the field.
It's always so funny watching these players get under pressure because you can see them change their play styles minute by minute. So far, not a lot of possession coming out from either side, a lot of rush touches, and now Jaden gonna try and maybe change my mind, get a little bit of possession, go into corner. Not gonna get the boost, but Big's gonna have an opportunity to find a teammate, will be met by Luke instead.
Loco a bit slow on the 50 kills, has the win. Pig up in the air again, but guess what? Also beat out. Jaden past midfield. Pig is there, but it's passed back. The 1-2-1, but Loco reads it the entire way. Pig can't get home on the follow-up touch. 2 big saves keeps UARC at a deadlock 0-0.
NKU getting some major chances, leaving Luke last man back. UARC just trying to get a counterattack and have gotten a few chances, including this one right here, but Iconic not going to find the dunk. Pig going to find his way almost over 2, but instead, Gill's got the beat 1 and Will, but nobody there for NKU.
Iconic looking for train. He's beat out as Pig opts to take boost here. Is going to push it in front of his own net up in the air. Has one touch, has another. Hits a man into it, and Jaden continues the ball to roll forward. 50 kills, looking for a far post shot, but putting it too far as that's at about row 17 if the wall wasn't there.
I've seen Pig off the back wall or the ceiling, I think 3 times now, and we just crossed the halfway point of game 1, and I like to see the aggressiveness coming out, and right there, you gotta have somebody on it. Jaden gonna get beat though, Luke with a one-on-one, Pig, awkward, left side, what a save!
Just slowed it all down. Iconic gonna slow it even further as Jaden has to kind of sift through the whole traffic collision and make that just kind of slow pace save. Iconic ends up cutting his own teammate here. Senile off to the inside. You want to get the ball off the backboard here at Demo, though. Rings out over the field. Kind of equalizing this offensive push. Kills going the other way. It's going to push it towards the net, but maybe not threatening. Loco set it up, but that's going to be diving down to make the save. He said I set it up to make the save.
When it took all 3 players from NKU to stop that one, and now Pig, last man back, trying to stall, but Loco's got a shot. No, it's Luke. Top bends 1-0.
Just discombobulation and disorganization on the back line. Luke takes full advantage of it in the corner here, tucking it just under the crossbar and in front of the defenders. 1-0 here with 92 left.
It was a great opportunity, and I can't say that I was expecting the UARC side to start off in terms of just how close those few early shots were, and including this one that's going to find its way in front of the net, but not in the back of it.
Another double pin on the defensive side, but it might not be anything if Pig can take advantage of it. Jaden try to play this deep third. You need to be careful here with about 70 seconds left to play. Another double. This could open the door, but UARC not ready for it to fall in their lap. Kills takes full advantage of the slow play. Now the offense is on. Pig near post can't get it to fall. Iconic gets past midfield and allows the clock continue to burn.
Big demo from Kills there to free up some room, but Luke is still on, and Iconic maybe going to try and get a 50. Kills playing that quite exquisitely, trying to go ahead and go over the center will be Pig, who's going to try and bait train. Will indeed. Luke is going to try and give his teammates some space. Maybe will be Kills, but now Jaden, awkward touch, and that's not what you want to see with 30 seconds left. What a save from Pig. That's good. Might just keep NKU in this game.
Well, it keeps them in the game. That's a savior medal, but that medal will be nothing if they can't find a goal in response. Senile Luke gets it over Jaden. Pig collecting the ball at midfield, but their teammate is demoed. Now it's a 2v3. Jaden pulls the trigger, a shot, but Iconic is home. Playing low and slow is Loco, watching all of this pandemonium unroll from. That's a dangerous touch. Iconic has to push it away, and it's blocked onto Loco's nose.
Oh, and a major golden opportunity for NKU if they can keep this in the middle. Pig is going to be there, but Iconic's there first, and that might be the touch that does it. Yes, it will. UARC honestly might have stolen that first game.
Stolen? I don't know if stolen. I can't call that stolen when you have 8-10 shots and 9 of them are saved. That's not Arkansas playing ungodly defense. It's NKU not being able to take advantage of first and second chance opportunities. A lot of touches toward the net, but a lot of them were easily saved. You need to build on this offensive pressure. You don't need to have these double commits on the backside. And UARC, you get lucky in the fact that you only have 7 shots and still find a way to win. They had shots that weren't saved but could not translate in them because they were out of rotation, because they were disjointed. At the end of the day, that one goal that finds a way in was the mark of difference.
And NKU had an amazing start, but unfortunately for them, Pig is the only one who's playing aggressive. And for some teams, this kind of 1-2 zone might work, but against this Arkansas defense with 9 saves, you got to do a little more than that. You got to have a second man ready to go. And maybe if things get desperate, you may need a more aggressive third man. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what Sweetus, as the sub, I guess, / coach of this team, is going to try and help cook up, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens, as I believe we're ready to enter game 2.
I think if you look at that stat clearly, kind of cleanly, it shows that there were 2 main shooters, and that second one playing the second position in only 2 shots. They try to spread the ball around, but again, it's so disjointed. You need to find second and third chance opportunities, build on offensive possession. Don't just kind of let it go by the wayside, as Pig has to find something. Luke was hunting for that early goal, but couldn't find it.
With a lot of these teams with one higher ranked player, as NKU is, Pig is, I believe, a GC3. He might have hit SSL before. He's definitely the leader of this team. It's intriguing to see how the captain takes this next game. Is he going to keep playing more aggressive? Is he going to stay defensive and let Jaden and Kills do work? He's going to take it himself, drop it down. What a save from Luke.
Well, he stole it off the top of his nose, trying to change of pace, slow to fast. He couldn't get it past the defense, though. Kills and Pig collide. Senile Luke has it past them both. Jaden collects it. Now you're in a dangerous spot, but Loco landed awkwardly. It's going to be trade of possession back to Kills.
Kills with no boost, only so much he can do. It's going to leave Pig in a really awkward spot, and Jaden spawns on that left side and gets another bump. Luke gonna have to try and get more than that touch, and a double commit comes out from UARC. Pig with a chance to get a counter. Misses the touch off wall. Iconic. Backboard. Teammate not middle.
Unfortunately, that was Jaden ready for the pass and not a teammate wearing red. Kills and company wanting to push forward. Pig waiting is the third. A booming touch to put it towards the backboard. Iconic waiting as that ball instead goes across the field and backward. Maybe not a touch they wanted, but maybe it's the old adage of going backwards to go forward.
I will say that Arkansas extremely composed right now. I have yet to see them panic other than maybe the end of game 1, but they're doing such a good job of being aggressive when they need to be. Third man's positioning well, but here he's not going to be too aggressive. It might give Pig a shot. Who's going to dunk one? Jaden's turn. Going to go off the side wall, but Loco's there first. Ball's going to go off the top. Pig going to try and find Kills in the middle. Will be met by Iconic instead.
Trying to call his own number off the backboard, but not a lot of boost or momentum allows that ball to be saved. Loco wants to beat Pig, but another big 50 keeps it on the back line. Jaden Pithied hard by Luke, and Luke, no real teammate as Kills has the clear towards the midfield stripe. Iconic, another touch, just floating towards that back wall, and the offense stays on here for UARC.
Things feeling eerily similar to game one. We are now halfway through, or just about, and no goals, and really only one major opportunity, and that came out from NKU, but maybe it might be a second. Double commit. Train's got to stay on this. We'll go off backboard, and we'll get that extra touch, but is it enough? How about a second one?
Well, Luke's running in the catbird seat here as Pig. I don't know if he had ball cam on or not. Able to bump out Luke, who could not find that second touch to push forward. Iconic wins one, but can't win the second. Loco wants to get up and touches the ball just enough to dissuade Pig. And Senile Luke has a pass forward. Loco had a lead blocker, but that touch pushing it up in the air instead of a shot means the ball goes back towards this red half.
I'm sitting here behind the game, just shaking my head. NKU, I just watched them have 3 straight opportunities to get a counterattack, but no second man. But wait a minute, that might change. Pig gonna go for a bump. Will not get one though. Another major opportunity passed up.
And now Iconic was also ready, trying to make that diving save, but did not have to. Loco, midfield play. Jaden, soft touch. He's got Kills underneath of him, wanting to get this ball to Pig. Pig, though, pushed too far forward. Now the counterattack could be on. Jaden slowing it down, running into the boost. His Kills, actually, with no boost, means it's going to be a dangerous spot to be in for this yellow team.
And NKU just needing to get out of their half. Arkansas again. Oh, look at them already, all 3 back, and then Iconic's coming up. They're playing such good defense right now, and Iconic, the first man making the first touch. If you're NKU, you got to get past at least one of these guys. That right there's a good start, but Iconic's there, right corner though, but Pig saves it.
Just the soft redirect, had the angle and everything, but not the pace. As Pig says, no, thank you very much. We'll keep this tied with just over 60 seconds left in this game. Kills, soft touch, but Iconic says, no thank you. And that ball rests still on this yellow third. Pig using all of his boost in the tank to get a touch, but now Iconic throws the ball away as he had all day at midfield, but panicked with that touch.
I believe he may have been trying to find a teammate as Luke will then show him how to do it, finding Train, going off the backboard, but it's actually going to be Pig who meets him there. Now Iconic trying to take his stab at it, will not. Luke, third man, trying to float this one in. Jaden's so awkward. You have to pinch this one off the backboard, and with very low boost, he's going to find Kills, who beats 2. Left corner, what a save from Luke, and we are still at 0 apiece.
0-0 Jaden with a dangerous 50 here. Yes, the third man is rotating home, but you give possession up this early. That could drop it in front of the net. Pig dissuading that touch. Iconic caught out. Kills can't find the angle, and the killer instinct perhaps not fully locked in as Pig has the touch the other way. Luke gets cut in front of by Train, who has a clear. Jaden, soft touch midfield. Pig's going to let this fall down, and we go to OT.
Going to OT in game 2, and this is a pretty big one for Pig and his boys. If you lose this one, you're going to already be down 2-0, and reverse sweeps happen rarely on this channel. And oh my god, forget the stakes. UARC goes up 2 with that major dunk with Iconic.
It's not stakes, and it certainly isn't pork chops because the Pigs are flying, and they're out to a 2-0 lead. That dunk caught all 3 defenders kind of sitting on their wheels waiting for the ball to come. And Iconic has enough wherewithal to just stay behind the ball, find the soft touch near post, and seal game 2 here for the Razorbacks.
I'm going to quote an expert here. Special teams, special plays, and special players. Iconic leading the way for the UARC squad, and all the way down to 7 seconds into that overtime, ripping the hearts out of NKU, and that's a tough loss.
Well, you have to kind of look at this again. 8 shots on the side of NKU, 7 saves. That means they leave another one on the board that wasn't saved. Maybe it was a backboard touch, but that means the ball was let loose. There was no follow-up shot. They could not close it out. And this opens the door, again, for UARC to have these opportunities. They catch them in transition. They've had a couple shots of their own, but they really don't play offense. It's kind of like that fighting game player who just defends until you make that one mistake and they just unleash this 40-move combo.
Yeah, if this is NKU and Arkansas's first date, NKU can just not close it right now. I mean, they're sitting at the table alone at this point. Arkansas just asking for the check. They find themselves 1 game out. Here we go into game 3. UARC up 2-0. Players are ready to join, and we're going to hop straight into it.
Ready to join. Okay, we're doing the lightning dance right now, and I think it's the
They should be good. They should be fine.
Okay.
And I think they're
Yeah.
ready now. The player's ready to go. It looks like Iconic and Kills are going to kick this one off. 5 minutes on the clock. NKU backs against the wall. Game 3 kickoff. Dead even to kick it off.
Well, see now Luke steals the booster off the ceiling, trying to follow it. Train has that soft touch. He bumps Kills out of the way. Iconic has already had 2 big plays in this series. Game 3 could be just kind of that moment Caesar of him taking this entire series under his wing. Luke back to Train. Train gonna push it forward, trying to find Luke as the 1-2-1 sniffed out there by the defense with the bump.
What a great play from Pig to try and get past 3 and will, but now with no boost, he's got to get one more. Iconic last man back.
Oh.
Pass goes middle, but now Iconic with a one-on-one. Can he make this play once again? Will not. Pig almost dunking his teammate, but now Kills gonna get a chance to kick off the counterattack.
And now another push through is Loco waiting for this. That's gonna be Iconic pulling the trigger, but Jaden just enough. That Finnick looking 2 stories tall in the net as he makes that save.
Now Luke trying to find his teammate.
Pushed into it.
Find Train, and this is an opportunity for Luke, who's gonna try and dunk Pig, but Pig with a little more might out the stable, trying to use it again on Iconic. Are pigs in stables? I don't even know. Anyways, we'll see Jaden try and find Pig again, who's always seeming to be upfield, and now Pig gonna use another touch to try and get kills, but he's gonna rush the shot instead.
I'm gonna be honest, see now Luke has hurt my mind a few times as this near post play as they wanted to find another angle out of the corner. That was where Luke scored the first goal of the series, but that kind of beige colored car has thrown me off a few times.
Ooh, opportunity there for New
Wait.
York, and Iconic a little awkward going backwards off the wall, but finding his way to that one, and now Kills is awkward. Second man's a little too far out of position, but will find the right position to get that one. But now Loco on his butt, trying to get some sort of a bump. Ball goes left side and Kills. 1-0 NKU.
Finally finding something there. Winning out as in not getting demoed on both sides. Steals a boost, drives the defender Luke away from the net. The soft chip is all you need, and that's all they have here 1-0.
That is a massive goal for NKU, as I believe that's actually their first goal of the series.
Yep.
As we've had 2 1-0s in a row. So massive for them to finally kickstart this. Again, you have the Bluegrass Boost Battle in days, and now they have an opportunity to get ready for it, and so far they've got to step up to the occasion, and another big opportunity falls to the wayside.
Dangerous here as Jaden's pushed out. Iconic lead blocking, and Loco sees the wave and takes it. It's 1-1.
Iconic. Just setting the pick in the screen and rolling into that demo. Getting Pig, forced in the corner, who almost dodged it, but just couldn't. An amazing play from him. Gonna tie it up with 3 minutes left.
Just over, or just under 180 seconds left. Iconic left alone here, almost in a fourth of the field by himself. A pass attempt to Loco. Kills, wants to make it his own, but he drives under it, trying to get Luke to jump. In the air he went, but not too early as that play is slowed back down. A pass looking to Jaden towards the back of the net. Pig setting it up.
There you go, NKU. We finally have a team score more than 1 goal in a match, and it's a pretty solid pass. Pig almost getting the demo to make it look real fancy, but Jaden there to slot it either way.
Nearly cresting our midway point here in game number 3. The Razorbacks trying to close this series out, whereas NKU, the Norse, wanting to extend it, trying to force at least a game 4. Loco, over 1, hit by Jaden. Iconic wants to chip this, but plays it so late and jumps over Kills. Now making it a 2v1, but Jaden can't collect.
Kills trying to find his second goal, and unfortunately that's just not going to be the case, as now York on the counterattack looking feisty, but where is the second man? Luke nowhere to be found, and now Jaden trying to pressure Iconic, but he's ready for that moment. Now ball's gonna fall to Pig. He has to try and work his way over Iconic. Will not. Iconic off the ceiling. Not gonna beat Jaden.
Pig, soft touch on the undercarriage, just keep the ball forward. Loco losing control. This one means it's going to be flipped back towards the midfield line. Iconic caught in that 50, so he has to instead chip it towards the corner. Luke should not. Oh, he does win on this. I thought Kills had him beat by quite a bit. Loco wants a backboard play, but he's a bit too close. It ends up being a stall. Iconic pushing forward, but Pig is there to answer. Luke in the right-hand corner, going to try and bounce it off the backboard, and does, but Kills again, slamming that door shut.
The whole sides of this game are flipping. We see NKU making good defensive plays one after another, but Iconic with a massive Little touch off the wheels there to get over almost the entire NKU defense, but not Pig, who's trying to wheel his team back into this one, but Iconic trying to do the same, and soft touch to Jade, who's going to get that one, but Loco's got a chance. Now Luke's got a chance. Backboard not going to find Luke's hood again. Now Kills has a chance to get one going and will.
Just going to fight for that boost in midfield. They don't find it and leave the ball open. Now it's going to be Jaden who pulls the trigger. Iconic with a save. And now we've been in a spot we haven't seen before in this series. NKU with lead with less than a minute to play. Luke pulls the trigger, but Kills is there to shut it back down.
Close caster curse there, but Kill says no and will make that save, and now Pig's got a chance to find a teammate. Will dunk two. Iconic still on this ball, though, calling his guys off. You cannot afford a double commit right now. As we cross into the last 30. Ball going middle. Loco left side. What a save by Pig. It's not over just yet. Or maybe it is. Pig with two back-to-back major saves.
Well, that is a major save, but Iconic still hunting here. That's going to be pushed through. Jaden, the third man, ready and willing. 12 seconds left. They're really going to have one good offensive chance left. Loco chases underneath it. Pig can't find it, but where is the second man? Iconic on the other side of the continent as Pig can't sign off on it. Loco's going to find the touch, and UARC with a chance at the end of the game, but disjointed. Maybe Iconic ends up dropping, and NKU take one off and make it a 2-1 series.
Oh, Iconic, I saw the vision, dude. Oh, if he hits that musty, it actually may have been a really bad spot for NKU, and he may have doubled that, but we may never know. And NKU picks a game up.
And that is the way you need to see it happen for NKU, and somehow, I don't know how this is happening, folks. 100% of the games that have happened tonight, the team with the least amount of shots has won, and the team with the most shots has lost. This goes back to now 11-6. That does not usually happen, and these teams are playing in such an interesting way, DJ, that has made it work so far.
I mean, for once, I see NKU fairly even on the scoreboard. Jaden literally has one more point than Pig. And for Pig and his guys, you need that extra second man to be there. We talked about that in game 1 and 2, that NKU was one extra rotation away from being in the perfect spot. They find each other and actually connect some passing plays. So they're starting to warm up, and I don't want to curse it. I don't want to say anything, but maybe a reverse sweep is in the cards. Who knows? I'm just going to let that one out in the air, and these teams hopefully not going to even care about it. Now we find our way into game 4.
Well, if you are an NKU fan and you really want to see a reverse sweep, you need to see game 3 NKU and you need to see game 3 UARC, because both of these teams came out and played a little bit differently in that final affair. And so now you need to see if something more. That's ball 3 players playing up, but no one really in a position to score. Yes, another shot, but kind of disjointed once again. UARC still pressuring here. Pig the last man off the backboard, but Iconic back at home waiting for that one.
That is a huge demo from Kills, but somebody's got to make something happen out of it. And now Luke going to get the counterattack off the backboard. Will try and find left corner, but is met by Kills, who cannot get overtrained. Pig now got to try and beat Luke, but so far, NKU struggling with the 1v1s. Iconic beating one. Loco there. Left corner not going to find its way in.
Now Loco trying to 50, but Jaden cuts it out to the side. A beautiful riposte from Iconic. Pig puts it in the middle of the field. Loco's bumped by Kills, and so this kind of, I don't know, it's pandemonium in front of the yellow net has moved towards the red end.
You gotta love when Rocket League finds its way back to the bump meta. No matter how good a team is, it will always go back to that. As we just saw absolute chaos in front of the net, like you mentioned. But now teams starting to space out. The respect starting to form back, but so far still dead even. But now a chance to change that. Iconic gets bumped, but Loco's there first.
Now Pig last man back here, controlling it slow. Iconic backboard play. Pig up in the air, but just kind of not real speedy on this one. So it's back on Kills' nose. So kind of rinse and repeat as we go. We're going to challenge it in the left corner. It's going to roll in the back wall. They're going to clear it into the left corner. We challenge it back, but finally we go to the midfield.
And it's just pressure after pressure. Teams for the first time in any of these games are starting to switch in terms of who's getting possession. But oh my gosh, is the defense consistent? That's for sure. Big save from NKU.
Well, it's fortunate that they put the ball back where the defenders were. 3 straight near post touches, basically. And all the defenders, they were there. That opens the door for that back post shot. But instead, maybe not having the wherewithal or not in a comfortable position to pull trigger on back post. They go near post, denied twice. Pig backboard clear, and that is another defensive stand here from NKU.
Again, we're going back and forth. NKU starting to get out of their half for once. Big pinch. And it's a small pinch and not going to find its way over the UARC defender, but maybe this backboard touch will. But again, the NKU second man and third man playing really far back.
Pass midfield, Kills catch it in transition, but used a lot of boost to get up to that one. Trying to hunt Iconic here, but cannot find a touch. Another pass midfield, but that's found by Pig, who opts to let it go up in the air. Knows Loco was waiting for it, so don't want to spin the boost. Don't want to spin that rotation away from your team, trying to chase a double that's not home.
Big miscommunication there from Pig and Kills, and Pig maybe trying to fake out one, but will not get past Train, who gets a double touch backboard. One
Triple.
more. Iconic into Jaden. Loop bottom right, not going to fall, and Jaden stepping up when his team needed him most.
Just being in the right place at the right time. Jaden, third man, makes a big-time save on the goal line. Kills. Pushed out of the way. Iconic soft touch. You're going to push it near post, but again, Pig waiting on the backboard to find this clear.
I can feel the broom, the witch broom of the reverse sweep. I can feel it brewing, but it feels so far away. NKU have to stop letting ARC get all these touches, and all this possession is right here. They just are forced to bang it because they have no boost, and they're still losing these major 50s. Kills gonna bind his way over two, but I don't think it's enough. Ball goes flying down the pitch, double touch from Train, and he's got to get one more if he's going to find a teammate, but UARC, nobody to be found. Kills, not going to beat one either, and the pressure still builds.
I want you to press tab for a second here, DJ, and look at the shots category and tell me if you see the discrepancy that has been playing out. It is currently 7-0. NKU has not found a single statistical shot yet. Now 8-0. That's 9 shots and 8 saves on the side of NKU. But with nothing on offensive end to show for it just yet, that shot technically going to register, but that first one's saved by Iconic.
I mean, like you said in the pre-show, technically, or whatever the heck before this game, you said the team with the least amount of shots has won every game. And I mean, hey, this is a really big discrepancy that you pointed out. But so far, NKU not really feeling the pressure, or at least maybe not yet. But it seems to be coming with Luke. Gonna try and find backboard Kills. Needs to make that touch. Will not. Top bends Iconic. Can't stick it out for his team this time. Neither will Train. Now Luke. Last man back in these last 10 seconds, Jaden. Gonna try and use backboard, but Luke waiting patiently. A little awkward. Somebody's in it. It's Kills. Trying to find a teammate. We met with Iconic, but this ball is still in the UARC half. Last couple seconds. Ball gonna find its way to Kills. He's got a chance to make something happen. It's gonna be Loco. Then it's gonna be Iconic. Bottom left. Not gonna fall.
That time, Iconic finally has the right angle, right area, but instead pushed it just a hair off. And now we saw a 7-second overtime goal in game number 2. They're discombobulated. They're in an awkward spot. Kills Pig and Jaden just literally the same spot on the field, but they can't take advantage of it as the Razorbacks retreat back home, and the Norse somehow survive that first frantic 10 seconds.
Jaden just with a heart and a mind of steel to fake that on their goal line in overtime, and that gave them the clear they needed, but now it's wide open. Iconic. Wide open again, and the Pigs are gonna call their way. Game 4, Soo-wee.
It's the Hogs as Iconic has the soft touch, and man, what a way to finish it. Overtime Iconic in 2 big wins for them, and again, this just kind of falls back to NKU being disjointed, being a little bit too all over the place, and this time allowing 12 shots, 8 of them coming from Iconic. When you give up that much pressure, man, you're going to have a hard time winning much games.
I do apologize to all the Arkansas fans, that they are definitely the Hogs. The Hogs are more dangerous than Pigs, and they look the part right now. I mean, I didn't get the chance to catch the final shot count for NKU, but I believe it was 2 or 3 versus the absolute masterclass that Arkansas put on with, if I do the math correctly, I believe that's 13 total shots for them.
Whoa,
wait,
what do you mean?
No, 12. It's a long day.
Clip
it's been a long day.
Clip
no,
it, please.
It's been a long day.
He tried to correct me. Well, we will correctly say that it's Arkansas walking away with a 3-1 victory over NKU there on the back of a very strong offensive performance from their trio and the defense kind of just doing enough in the pandemonium.
Yeah, and pandemonium's a perfect word for it. There was a lot of instances in that series where there was a ball just hovering in front of the net, and next thing you know, all six players take a stab at it, and eventually it's somehow not in the net. So a lot of blows being exchanged back and forth, but eventually it was just too much at the end of game four, and Arkansas on the positive side of it. And I mean, just overall, it hurts to lose that series, especially because now if you're NKU, you got 3-0'd and 3-1'd. And
Yep.
in a series that was definitely their most even, they unfortunately kind of find themselves falling further down the middle of the pack. But there is still teams left in that group four they have yet to play. They still have the chance to go against UGA. And if they get an upset there, they can find themselves back in the hunt. But they need to win out against UAH's B team and UTK's B team. I believe both of those are the white teams. They need to find their way against both of those teams to have a chance at playoffs. And if they don't, they'll be in a rough spot, but a close series nonetheless.
I think the biggest thing for them is going to be building off of offense. They do a decent job on the defensive side, stalling plays out, moving it left to right, and finding clears and maybe getting that first shot. But you need to have your second man be either be in a spot to follow up a shot, keep pressure on, or set plays up for first 2 second shots instead of passes. And I think that can be a way for them to build and look and kind of close that gap that they had in this game.
Yeah, it's definitely a strategic change that has to happen. It's that second man not being in the right place. And this NKU roster, I know they're not the same roster that they had last semester when they had Toasty on the roster, an extremely talented RLCS level player. And trying to switch off of something like that after quote unquote downgrading, it's not an easy switch to make. And this team will find their way. They are new to the SCL, I believe.
Hmm.
So is UARC, and both these teams both trying to find their place in the SEL. And UARC going to take it, but NKU still again not out. They just have to make those changes, and they have to make them soon, as they are now 3 out of 7 games into the season, and I'm sure they're going to be all right. But I mean, looking at the other side of that, UARC looks good. That's a team that I believe originally has only played in NACE and some small tournaments here and there. They come into the SEL, one of their major organized leagues. I don't believe they play in much else again, and they're
Hmm.
looking good. They're gonna now move up to 2-1, which in that group four is not easy to do. Granted, they still have to play 2 out of the top 3 that Bepic projected, but who knows?
Hmm.
Maybe they'll find an upset. And playing like that, I mean, maybe if they had a little bit more aggressiveness, a little few more demos here and there, maybe take a page out of some of the teams we casted last week. But overall, good playing, and definitely no disrespect to them. And I didn't predict them, but maybe I will next time.
Well, I think the Hogs closed it out, and I think just like that, we will close it out for a moment as we get the other game set up. What do you say, DJ?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we will see y'all for the second date very soon. Do not go anywhere. We'll have a table waiting. Ladies and gentlemen, the candles are lit and the food is out, and oh, is it looking good. We have an absolute stellar matchup coming up next, and a very important one. Again, I'm your host, DJ TJ, and with me is the lovely Foof. Foof, how you doing, man? Oh, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, this match has major implications. First of all, welcome to Group 3. It's quite the interesting one. You have UTK, the arguably favorites of the SEL currently. And then you have Georgia State, a team that was number 1 in their group last semester and then fell short in playoffs, not earning any points. So the redemption arc for this roster is extremely strong. All 3 players also extremely talented. Looking at that GSU roster, you have 2 state championship level players in the state of Georgia with Buddy RV and Shady, and you have an RLCS Day 2 player in Monk. So they look good, but do not be fooled. UNCC is actually the team with the advantage tonight. They are 3-0. They are 3-0. And the Niners may have lost this last Sunday. Sorry to all my San Fran fans. But they're looking good tonight. They come into this 3-0, led by Coolio Plutio, a name that's been around the SEL for a little bit, and he is going to try and lead his boys to victory, and so far has done so. One thing that's interesting to point out is UAH Charger Blue. That is the Alabama Huntsville A team. They are an extremely talented team that is fighting for land spots, and they actually got points in playoffs last year. And UNCC played them first, just kicked the season off, and 3-1 them. So this is not the UNCC team that you're used to. In fact, they did make a roster change. They had Azil last semester, and they bring in Knight, and it looks like a positive change. Well, there is only one way to find out. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a wonderful Valentine's Day, and it is slowly coming to an end. But the dessert is here. It has arrived at the table. We are your waiters. Here's the final course, GSU versus UNCC. Game 1 of a best of 5. Let's hop right in. Like you mentioned before we got into this, I have my ties to GSU, and GSU have their ties together. Passing play from Stevie/Shady, one of my boys from home. Shady to Monk, dead center, 1-0 GSU. And Coolio now gonna find the bottom right side, make it 1-1. Close enough. It's the thought that counts. We've had a lot of food in this date. 1-1 tie game. And how about that one? Getting it right back. Two shots, 2 goals, and obviously I'm doing my best to be objective, but if you haven't watched a GSU series, which many of them have been on my Twitch channel, you know this is what this team does. They are relentless. In the words of UTK, they are annoying to play. And annoying is a word that does them justice, but and I didn't even get to say this before, as I might have to wait, is we're going to see Shady go backward, drop it down. Oh my lord! Get the cameras out, Mom! 3-1 GSU. gaining offense and gaining importance. The point that I was going to make was that this game right here is, oh, lazy! Switch to highlight rosters and reels around. What is happening, Foo? Okay, well, you know what? Apparently Foop is not being heard, and hopefully we'll get him back after I get done yapping. So, you know what, Foop, do you want to try and see if they can hear you now?
You know, I had to select my audio source and select it a second time for the source to be selected. I don't know. It's just been that kind of night, but it's that kind of night for both defenses as they seem to have not gotten on the server. It's a 5-goal affair, and we only have the first minute and some change off the board.
Well, now that the technical issues are solved, and if I get the chance to make this point, I will, but Shady's going to say no.
He wants to make his own point.
He will give me the chance now to do it. I'm going to do it quick. This is Group 3. This is the match that will actually will, when looking at the stats, this will decide your second overall seed if both teams win out, which they are highly projected to do. Now, granted, GSU will make the save, and they still have to play UAH Blue. And I believe if they take care of business today, they will continue to do so, and it's looking good going off the ceiling. Players awkward, but Julio and that Matt Dominus going to find his way to that one.
Slow play there. Knight wants to collect it right off the ground. Beautiful patience there, getting it to midfield. Shady to Monk. Monk looking to find maybe himself again off the backboard. Soft touch there. Not maybe what he wanted. Buddy caught it midfield. Julio, the soft touch, just enough to slow it down to Shady. Again with another clear just to keep this ball at arm's reach for this GSU team.
Ooh, let the UNCC boys cook. It's getting hot in here, just like UTK's game room last week. And so far, these demos are cooking.
There's no one home.
He's awkward. Tie the game up at 3 apiece.
You have 2 players pushing forward. Shady goes low here, catches the ball, but loses. He's bumped off. Monk can't get it. And poor Buddy, he was waiting for the backboard play, and it's just no one home.
Unfortunately, he was trying to get back down, but couldn't find the rotation quick enough and just has to give that one up. A little bit of miscommunication in the midfield that leaves him by himself, but so far, this is where this GSU roster has to prove themselves. In UTK, they had similar issues. Again, that series is on my Twitch. It went to 5. It was incredible. Probably the best cast of my entire life, and I'm hoping that this is a similar game, and so far, it's looking that way.
Well, 3-3 here, knotted up at the midway point. Shady to Buddy. Buddy 50'd hard by Coolio, and Knight opting to collect this one with 10 boost. Doesn't really matter how much you have in the tank. If your positioning says go for it, he does. Shady bumped off, but Knight to pass midfield, but all they're going to find. Wait, Coolio somehow had that ball sneak back to him. Lazy a bit too early to it. Knight looking back to Coolio. Pulled the trigger on him. The only thing they find is the backboard and a clear.
It is a complete flip from last series. Last series was like a good first date. Very respectful, acting a little nicer. This series is disrespectful, like a bad breakup. It's going back and forth. And so far, it's going to be GSU who's going to try and get the next point in this argument. But so far, not going to find it. Neither will Knight.
Monk looking midfield, trying to find a clear, but he does. Dangerous ball. Well, the offense not pushing too far. They were fine. GSU starting out offense pushes of their own. A pass midfield. Monk climbing the ladder, but so was Knight. The ball's still there. Coolio has to make the save. Now another shot is on. Monk wants the redirect, but Lazy reading it and makes another big touch. Now he's going to try and get the offensive in, but Buddy stopped it beautifully.
I'm shocked to see the Shady pass to Buddy there. I thought that was the obvious play, but he saw Monk and tried to force it. It was a little too shallow pass, and now the counterattack's building. But Buddy RB's going to save that great shot from Lazy.
Buddy, up and let Monk handle this one. Does. Pluto. That's past the Knight, who's dunked out. Now Monk on the other side's got a good tank, a boost to play with, looking for Buddy, and that one's stuck on his nose. That's a bump on the back end, but because there's discombobulation, GSU has time to take advantage.
GSU has come extremely far since last year. Again, I casted basically their whole season last year, and to see this team's growth is incredible. But this is a major goal with under a minute left. How is UNCC going to respond?
Well, all they can do is their best, and Buddy right now saying, bring it on. Julio thought he had more to work with, but Monk kind of waiting in that blue paint back there, hiding that Finnick, was ready to make the save. Lazy, last man back, collects the boost, wants to have the ball and try and push it down the field. Bit of an air dribble now, carrying it forward, gets it past one, but Monk intercepts. It's all eyes on Coolio. Bounce off the wall, Buddy is there, doesn't pull the shot, he puts it on Lazy's nose, and now it's all back still. on this UNCC half.
And just watch Shady just not move. He is such a smart player in this GSU roster. They'll go crazy. They'll go super fast, and then they'll slow it down. It's almost like you just have to adjust. But now UNC's got a chance. Ball's going to be kept up accidentally, but now Monk gets a chance to do it, and this time he'll do it right. 1-0 GSU in the series.
And that is a big play for GSU. They make kind of this early offensive push, get out to a 3-goal lead, immediately give it up, and you're like, okay, this is immediate offense, and then they slowly fall into the series. Will UNCC get this momentum and carry it forward? Then GSU responds. They have that 4th goal, and you talk about it, that shift of pace where they realized, hey, maybe the track meet isn't what we need in minutes 3 and 4.
Yeah, I mean, they started slow, and then the entire middle of that game was great for UNCC. They fell down early and then got right back to it, and they evened up the shots, and then they found themselves in the back foot, and that is what you cannot do against this GSU roster. They are relentless. They are despicable. They're evil. They're everything you can think of. They love to play the bad guy, and they will demo you out of every living play that you're going to try to make. But UNCC getting some chances, Coolio and Lazy combining together to try and make some plays. And Knight, he's the new 3rd man. He's the only new addition in this game. And for him, this right here is their most challenging game of the season. And he's got to step up and try and make this playing field a little more even. But without further ado, we're going to see what they strategize, and we're going to hop straight into game 2. GSU find themselves up 1-0 in a critical season match.
Well, I dare say Knight, it's not up to Knight to make the playing field more even. It's up to him to make the playing field advantageous for UNCC. Knight being only 1 shot in had them 1 goal away. So it's going to be seeing, can he play forward, make more he made some good plays that were off the scorecard. Obviously passes, big clears, big touches that weren't really threatening technically by Rocket League standard, but as in like tactical standard, it was a great job of stopping offense. And so looking for the pass to set up, Coolio ends up making a pass towards the corner instead of the shot. And so that dominance a bit unruly, but stalls the defense for now. Shady bumped off it. Lazy did not expect the bump. He's going to go past one. Knight has it. Monk is a beautiful touch away, making another 1-goal lead here for GSU.
Ladies and gentlemen, that play was ripe, just like the Peach State. The Georgia boys, Shady making his way, cutting through the defense, 1-0, picking it off the tree.
And that is how you need to start if you are GSU. And unfortunately for UNC, they just found themselves on a little bit of a highlight reel. 1 angle broken, 1 axle left behind. Lazy making a diving save. Knight with the big-time touch, but Monk is there. Now looking to find Shady. That's going to be an open net. Coolio can't collect, though, as that call will be left for the voicemail. And Knight pulls the trigger on it, and another diving save from Monk.
Those are 2 great back-to-back plays from GSU, but that open net should have fell for UNCC, and that's one of those plays that you hope you don't end up looking back on and regretting. And UNCC still getting some breathing room, still a lot of Rocket League left to be played, but you've got to make your way past at least 2 here, because this team, individually, they'll make their plays, but it gets done. What a save from Monk.
Monk with a beautiful bicycle save there to keep it out and then find the clear to the corner. Flicks it over the wall, thought maybe he had someone diving, wins out on the one-on-one anyway. Lazy chasing it. Buddy has a pass midfield looking for Monk with a quick turn, keeps the offense going. A bounce off of the corner, a shot coming in. Lazy is there. Another diving save. Buddy in this GSU offense beginning to click and continue to just kind of circle in on this pressure.
More than click, they are cutting. They are surgical with their plays. Every single little axle touching the ball, every flip reset, every top right corner shot seeming to fall. And now every pass might connect. That would have been probably play of the year if it connects, but will not. GSU still only up 1 despite all the pressure, but now with a golden chance. How did Stevie turn around and get to this?
He didn't. So the demo breaks through its smoke screens, and then he got pushed into this.
Wait.
That's how this happened. He gets the demo and is pushed into this kind of awkward spot as almost just like a bouncer, but instead of kicking things out, he pushes it in.
I love car soccer. I love how dumb this game is.
Rock leg.
Yeah. and for Shady, right place, right time, I guess. And now Coolio trying to get in the same sort of situation, but now Monk with 100 boost, gonna get a lot of boost. Gross and nasty with it. Gonna try and find his way to corner, but like you said, no boost.
I love it. I love starting with 100 boost, going up into the sky, feeling like a soaring eagle, then going, wait a minute, how am I gonna get down? And it's almost cartoonesque when you look down and then you just go falling. not so gracefully, even if you try and spin. Knight denied beautifully there off the backboard by Shady. Soft tap midfield beats one, trying to beat a second here, but ends up having to leave the ball for Monk, as that can be another backboard play. Shady, beautiful touch midfield, but Buddy a bit too far behind it, really a threatening touch. Saving that one is Knight.
There goes Knight making a big play and a big counterattack. If he can stay on this ball, he does get the boost, taking a page out of the GSU playbook, and Lazy working his way around one, but there's no second man to be found. Instead, it's Shady going to Monk, left corner, bang! GSU 3-0.
That's what we call taking to the bank, because that was a dime dropped and then returned to Cinder. Monk putting it up and over the last defender, making it 3-0.
Just an amazing play from GSU. They'll find each other. These players have experience. They have a full season of SEL under their belt. And even though playoffs is where this team fell short, without a doubt, you know they are regular season monsters. But UNCC, one of those teams who made a wonder run in playoffs, and actually, I believe, got a stab at GSU along with ECU, a team that they have already beat. And they went 3-0 against that team, so they're looking good. But GSU, they get this rematch against them, and it's looking one-sided so far.
Well, up 3 big ones here, Buddy. Caught out there by Knight. Julio chases behind it here, but not a lot of touch coming off. But he gets towards the backcourt, but nothing else cooking. As rotating back aggressively, ball side was Monk. It's a 1v1, Lazy in the air just to dissuade offensive touches. A beautiful dive there by Knight, I believe, to just kind of keep it out. Coolio off the ceiling. Buddy needs to find the save, and he doesn't find the cut, so it's 1-3.
Unfortunate. Regain? I mean, that's a great touch by Coolio.
Called it.
Hey, it's a great play off the ceiling, and Buddy tried to catch it, and GSU was trying to slow the pace of the game down, but misses that one, and 3-1.
JD, big time dunk there off the kickoff as Monk has to run home. He's demoed for his trouble after he demoed one. Knight backcourt play, can't get it to fall. Shady finding his own teammate, a little bit preemptive high five perhaps, as Coolio too quick to it. That shot had a chance. 2 players down. Monk now with nothing but green grass and an open net to make it 4-1.
Welcome to GSU Rocket League. Monk's going to lead this class. He's going to flick his way over one while his teammate Shady throws the hood of his car into another player, leaving a wide open net. Ladies and gentlemen, that is textbook Georgia State Rocket League. 4-1 for the boys from Georgia.
So now, Monk comes out once again, following aggressively. Soft tap midfield, looking for someone, but all they find is Lazy on the clear. Demo rings out into the night. You have Coolio putting a soft shot on, trying to win. He's going to push it far post, but Shady declined. Now looking for Coolio hitting the night. No, it's a breakdown in communication. That's what we'll call it. That ball is between 2 bad players.
Yeah, speaking of communication, Buddy RV is literally typing in Twitch chat. I'm not sure if SEL has seen this one before, but he literally just said rip to the goal that he missed earlier. And we haven't had any tech pauses, so
Replays.
The confidence is just absolutely out.
Oh my.
Oh my. I was going to stop saying what I was going to say because I thought that was in, but now Knight going to try and stop the bleeding as GSU is going to go up 2.
And Monk, soft touchdown. Shady pushed it into the corner. They want to keep this one alive. They want to try and make it 5-1. Shady doesn't go up for it, waiting to see if Buddy can find it, and he does. Pass off the sidewall, gets it past one. Buddy looking towards that near corner, can't find it. Lazy wants to try and just put this one down, bumped off of it. The ball still ricocheting around. Now Shady again up in the air. Buddy's underneath, a good call off, and that ball's gonna bounce back into the corner we go. Booth still alive, so is the ball. Now another touch. Monk needs to chase it, but he can't find the touch. Game 2 goes the way of GSU.
I believe it went more than just the way. It is seemingly going whichever direction
only 16
they
to
want
6.
it. Yeah, just a light 16-6 shot differential. Now, granted, UNCC did have a lot of saves. They had 11 out of the 16 shots. Yeah, you would hope so, but 4-1 is still the result regardless. And UNCC, they started to piece a few things together here and there towards the end, but it was just too little too late. You can't allow someone like Monk to go 3 for 6 and then let Shady go 1 for 7. That is a lot of shots coming from 2 of the arguably most dangerous players in this entire league. And you learned the hard way today.
Well, it is all about learning from your mistakes, and giving up 16 shots is not exactly the winning method. So they're going to take that back. UNCC in the lab right now saying that's too many and circling it and saying not again. And then they're going to say, we want more shots on our side and more goals because the team that has more points wins. And so after, going, making sure we cover the basics and making sure everything's good, down 2-0 in the series, this is do or die for them.
It feels like it should be more do or die, but Buddy RV and Shady have both now typed in Twitch chat multiple times. So they are feeling very confident. They're in chat. I just told Buddy RV to go focus on his game, and he said womp womp. So GSU gonna try and keep that theme going as a double pick comes out, and now it's gonna be Monk trying to find that left side.
That's all three players
members
up.
From UNCC. Oh, it is absolute pandemonium, as Poop would say, in front of the net.
Well, Monk denied by Knight, and there's no one far post. This is what we saw in the game from the series before. 3 players all on the same near post, and the far post open. They couldn't take advantage of it. This time, GSU shot is able to find the mark. Already 3 shots on the scorecard.
Just a very quick turnaround for GSU, and it's already looking a little dangerous. Shady gonna find the backboard. Will also find Knight. Monk gonna dunk it in, and Monk with the dunk. You've heard of Cat with the hat, but let me raise you once more.
I'd love to see that image of like the Monk in guard, just like absolutely yamming on Shaquille O'Neal or something. That would be grand. But right now we get this instead, a 2-0 lead here in game number 3 for GSU.
They are simply just looking good right now. Is Lazy getting a chance to put that shot on? Will not. And now Julio's got a chance to find his way over one. Will find Knight, who then finds Lazy. We're seeing, the first parts of an offensive possession fill, but then possession gets given away.
Knight 50 beautifully. Keeps going front. Monk pressed into the corner. A bit too excitedly there. Shady wins out on the touch, following behind the ball. Soft tap back towards midfield. Wants to try and find Monk, who had rotated back off of this. I like this deep camera we're riding with Buddy here as he kind of watches this whole thing discombobulated. Is Lazy. Big touch there. Coolio and company sitting back in their defensive third, just trying to find a way to break free.
That's the really funny part about Buddy's role on this team, is that when you have 2 offensive masterminds like Shady and Monk, who, when they are hot, they are burning buildings down. Buddy just has to sit back and play the smart game, and he's had plenty of experience doing that. He has national championship experience in this game, and he's going to try and show you why he has it, but Shady left alone, and Knight's going to take advantage of the mismatch. 2-1, we're not done just yet.
Well, Knight catches up. Lazy runs through, just forcing Shady to get up and early. A 2v1 executed perfectly here as we're just at the 89-second mark.
And we are slowly making our way through this game, but there's still so much Rocket League left to be played. And look, it's a long series. We've seen GSU crumble before. Granted, they have a year of experience under their belt now, and they're going to try and show you what they've learned from it, as now Buddy's going to try and tap it towards the net, but instead it's going to be a counterattack if only Lazy can get this to a teammate. He's actually going to go straight for net. Coolio off the back
too
wall.
early.
Not going to find it.
Too
Knight
high.
not going to find it. Oh, the blinds are open. Knight turns to daze. He can't put that one in.
So Lazy was kind of left sweating on his own goal line, but they can't comprehend it. Shady, soft tap down. Buddy ends up pushing it just towards the backboard. Knight. Retaliatory touches, ends up falling off of his spoiler. And both shots for UNCC coming off of Knight right now. It's a 2-5 scoreline. It's closer than what it has been, but not exactly where they want to be.
Granted, this game could arguably be a lot worse, so if I'm a UNCC fan, I'm not losing hope just yet, as Knight will find his way over Buddy, but again, in classic GSU fashion, you're going to get bumped, and now Lazy, a chance to work his way over 2, fakes 1, left side, but here be patiently there first.
Monk chases aggressively, pass off the backboard, but the only thing he's passing it is to the other team. Lazy couldn't get to it. Shady pushes on. Monk just realizes, wait, I'm in the corner. That's my teammate. Let me rotate back around, find a pass off the backboard, try and roll it in front of the net, and it's the soft drop down that makes it work for Shady.
I mean, the double commit comes out, Julio's not there, Lazy's not there, and by the time that Knight tries to get back, he's getting bumped. He's got Buddy RV in his face, and just like that, a free goal for them.
Eats. So that's everyone having a goal for GSU. Lazy, one to play it, gets up and over one. Shady chasing it, gonna get it off the post, but it goes back in. 2-3.
Okay, all right. UNCC starting to find the rhythm that we expect of them, and that is a really unfortunate own goal, but a good flick nonetheless still, and that's still pressure that they're not, well, it's almost even right now. The shot differential is 7-4, but they're starting to find their rhythm a little bit here.
Lazy looks midfield. Knight can't get to it. Monk the other way. Quick in the air. Feathering the boost this time instead of burning the 100 up in the air following it. Shady can't get it to drop down where he wants it. Knight has to run this by himself as both of his teammates were up in front of him. Monk, the soft touch, credited with that save. Now the clear, chasing behind it, gets it up and over that next defender. Lazy catching this on his own side, throwing it back on the ground. Lazy in transition here. Good play. Knight and Lazy trying to make a 1-2-1 punch.
And Buddy RB being the third man, he knows how to make these plays. He knows how to get out of the 1v2s, and now Shady knows how to work the 1v2s on the other end, and he's going to try and get over Knight, and Coolio will fake Knight out of his shoes here. Will not get past Coolio, though, and uh-oh, it's getting a little awkward if Knight can get this touch. Will not. We'll see Buddy RB going to try and beat Lazy, who fake challenges, and still gets fake nonetheless. Coolio stuck backwards. Both Shady and Monk just really itching to shoot that one, and Shady! No done on the side! 4-2 with under a minute remaining.
Talk about being in sync. They both jump at the same time, and the Monk goes, wait, no, this is a passing play for me. I'll wait for it. He's going to hit it off the crossbar, and he collects right underneath the janitorial roll, fitting him well. They're up 2.
I'm honestly surprised Shady got that reset. It was an almost completely vertical setup for him. His car being just 90 degrees to the ball, and close shot. Wait!
That's in.
You know what? Hey, we play by the rules here.
I wish they could hear our producer, who was just calmly, what? In the background, because that was perfect. With zero expectation, that ball finds its way in. UNCC, hello, 1-goal game.
Yeah, 1-goal game, and GSU, after literally talking in Twitch chat mid-series, they're looking a little awkward.
It's time.
Lazy, hop out of bed, take off the nightgown, and slot it in.
Just has the flip reset, just got all 4 tires under it, and Shady unable to rotate back in time. 40 seconds left, and this game's been tied up 2 in a row.
And it's looking good for UNCC. There's a lot of momentum, and that was a good kickoff too, but Knight's got to find a teammate who'll be met by Shady, who's going off the sidewall. Big read. Monk.
Too aggressive.
Oh, that's a massive touch, and now GSU has to be careful not to overcommit. Shady trying to find that right side. Knight will be there, though. Pressure starting to develop. We'll see Monk using the ceiling. Flip reset. He almost dunks one. Not enough.
Shady having to save the boost here. Gets on the wall, backing up in an awkward spot. Buddy bailing them out there as he just kind of clears the ball. Resetting, 10 ticks left. Monk slows it down. They had a lot of practice in the earlier game keeping the ball up. I wonder to see if they'll do it here. A dunk from Coolio. Now running back. He's got Knight midfield. He's just got to find the pass here. Shady giving enough time to get back home. Not a lot of boost. Knight lets it drop. And you can breathe a sigh of relief as we're going to OT.
Oh, they took their time just a little too much here, but now they're going to get another chance. Coolio taking that away from Knight. He's going to try and find him in the midfield. Will indeed. Buddy RB and Monk double committing. Awkward touch for Buddy. Knight going to try and slot it in. Close save for Monk.
Another big save for this GSU offense, and now we're at a game where it is, 13-9. The shot's starting to close in, and UNCC, they've heated up. They're finding the back of the net. They're looking for each other. They're feeling good. GSU perhaps not holding down when they had them by the throat, and that's just become one of these legendary moments, perhaps. Can UNCC turn this game all the way around and take it in overtime?
The SEL loves to deliver content, and what better content would it be than UNCC to claw their way back into this fight after both Shady and Buddy RB talking in Twitch chat. But the trash talk can still be backed up as Buddy's going to try and make something happen, but it's going to be met by Lazy, who goes middle, double commit, Knight, open net! UNCC finds a game and claws their way back in.
Buddy hits it right onto the nose of Lazy. He can't find a good clearance. Instead, a pass right to the waiting Knight, who collects that one. And that is how UNCC takes game number 3 to make it a 2-1 series.
And Knight, we were just talking about him last game. A massive performance, stepping up, going 2 for 5, leading his team in goals and shots and saves and assists. He's doing it all.
I mean, doing it all, yes, but You know what I love to see is, even though it's on the loser side, we have a bicycle on the scorecard. Finally, Monk with 2-2-2-3. And you have a
Ah.
couple players on UNCC trying to get that just one assist off. But you said it, Knight, 2 big goals. Lazy, that big goal at the end to make it his second of the game. And Coolio had one. So everyone in this game had a score. All the offense was turning on, but UNC, after they found that one to make it a 1 goal game and then tied, I would dare say that momentum changed on a big 50 that allowed them to get within 1 goal.
Yeah, and after the 2 early goals or the 3 early goals that they gave up and then clawing their way back into it, that is a UNCC that I'm not used to seeing. Now, granted, I'm new to
I
the
see what you did
office,
there.
but
Ah,
that is still an amazing performance from them. And hey, the momentum shifting, things are moving around. The Niners trying to mine their way out of this one. So we enter game 4. Again, if you forgot the stakes, I will gladly remind you. If you look at the bottom of your menu on the courses tonight, this is for your second seed in this group, considering both teams went out, which is highly projected. So statistically, massive game. And so far, it's delivering.
Knight just able to beat out Buddy. Monk, a bit awkward there, trying to keep it behind Julio. Lazy had 2 big goals last game, trying to find one here. Buddy and Monk ready to stop that one, but a double commit getting out here for GSU early.
Now Shady's got a chance to beat one. Will Knight, I guess he tried to fake there. Now Knight's gonna get the chance to counter. Will beat Buddy. Now Lazy looking for the demo. Does find it, but doesn't see Shady. Now Shady gonna try and find a teammate middle. Will try to fake out Coolio's gonna try and dribble it down, and Will does get over Lazy as well. So much possession for GSU, but Lazy says that's enough of that.
Buddy has to hit midfield. Another touch off the sidewall here. Lazy collects it and throws it forward. Knight redirect towards the net. Monk credited with this save. And so watching almost a game of like badminton or tennis, the ball goes kind of back and forth, but not these like lasers and touches, just kind of the soft lobs to kind of move the defense around.
And UNCC, close shot there. They're starting to pass. They're getting confident, and I like it. And GSU still just as confident as they were. But Irving,
Careful, careful!
just in Twitch chat, talking again and gets faked out there.
Shady has the flip reset, has a lot of time to work with, wants to save it for the end, and the double tap, given too much room. I knew that flip was going to be used at the perfect moment, and Shady does not disappoint.
Oh, he uses it, or sorry, saves it for so long and then uses it to work his way off the backboard past all 3. A massive goal to give GSU some momentum.
So now Coolio has to one. And behind it, Monk here. Gets it up in the air. Knight touching it towards that midfield line. Buddy has it in the air. He's got Shady in front of him. Lazy up early, and they could not sneak it behind him. Coolio flips the field here. Not credited with the shot as he couldn't put it on. Shady across the net, and now that's cleared by Knight. Not the touch he wanted.
And Knight was trying to find his teammate on the other side of the field. His teammate was bumping, so UNCC maybe changing their strategy on the fly here, and it worked last game, but now when the pressure starts to build even further and you give GSU a clean slate, you've got to start off on the right foot, and so far that foot is moving down the pitch, walking down the side, not going to find his way in the net though.
Monk able to survive out on that double from Shady and his teammate. Now Shady, backward play, wants to find the soft touch. Coolio though, coming from the midfield line basically to fly back towards it. Lazy given a chance there. He's got Coolio behind, wants to find the touch. Now that demo rings out on the field here of Utopia Coliseum and makes it stay a 1-1 game.
That is a massive demo as that completely eliminates the second man and all the pressure that was starting to build for UNCC, as now Shady's up for that one early, still met by Lazy, and now Monk gonna try and find Buddy, who was dodging a demo. Will still find his way to this ball, looking dangerous.
Dunk.
Buddy trying to get under one, but he's not Monk with the dunk, but close enough.
Well, trying to find it, Coolio a little bit too aggressive behind this ball. Now it's cleaned up by Lazy, but Buddy refuses to let this one go in, does not want to let his team be tied here. Just about with 125 seconds left to be played. Monk hands it off. Shady waiting in midfield. Buddy, the last man back. It's both players up, but Coolio comes in time to make sure we stayed at a one-goal game.
The team captain coming up big there. Coolio, the most experienced player on this roster. stepping up when he's called on. And now Buddy gonna try and bait some time away, but we'll have to just take that bump for the team. As now Knight's gonna cut Lazy. Looked like he had more boost, but Lazy's got enough to make this pass middle. Monk with a massive clear, and now pressure flips. Buddy trying to read it off the wall, will not. And now Monk's still up there, the third man so far up for GSU, but Lazy still finds his way to give his boys some time.
Lazy up in the air. It's got Coolio off the backboard. It's going to bounce the corner and roll. Monk doesn't find the real clear. That's up to Shady. A lot of boost in this car. He's got Monk with him. Winfield, a soft tap up and over. Trying to follow it was Monk, but unable to sign off on it. They still play forward. They're still playing offense, still knocking on this door, not turtling in and trying to extend this 1-goal lead instead of defend.
UNCC looking a lot less scared. They're a little familiar of GSU's game, and now they're trying to counteract it. So far, so good, but still, you've got to find a goal. And the net's wide open, and Buddy RV putting in the potential dagger in the stomach, but still a lot of Rocket League left.
Just not to touch Knight once. They're trying to push it across the field and over the midfield line. Instead, pushes it sideways across the field into the middle. It's just kind of waiting for someone, and that someone is a GSU player. They find themselves up by 2, trying to close this one out with less than a minute left.
That right there, Monk getting really aggressive. Third man coming way far up, and that would have been a great counterattack for UNCC, but they're too busy dodging these bumps and demos that keep falling. And now Buddy trying to get a third, will not. UNCC needs a counterattack, and they need it now. So far, Knight's doing a good job, but the double commit from him and Bludio are going to make it hard to get it going. Now Lazy still trying to keep it involved, but now it looks like there may be an open net.
Soft touch.
RV just going to take a stroll down Main Street to make it 3-0.
That is a goal secure, never a goal steal, as Buddy had obviously a lot of pressure here. Had to make sure it went in. Rocking the TSM decal, but no, it is a 3-0 game. And my mind thought when they had a 2-goal lead last time that was insurmountable. And you kind of feel that same way on this one, but you can never count UNCC out all the way.
And with 10 seconds left, they still need to find the goal basically right now, or else it's not going to look too hot. Double kick from GSU. Shady with no boost, and now Julio trying to find a teammate, but as the clock strikes midnight, there is no Cinderella story, no glass slippers to be found. UNCC, unfortunately, not going to get this one, as GSU will not get the goal for the road either, but a very swift 3-1.
And 3-1 off the back of some very impressive offense here by GSU. And I got to say, they were fun to watch throughout. UNCC gave us that kind of one heartbeat, that alert game 3 to let everyone know that they weren't going to get rolled over all the way, but they could not stop the might of GSU.
And this new look UNCC, they showed a lot of potential. They take a game off of GSU, which is still admirable, as they have had some extremely close games. GSU has with some other top teams in the group. So UNCC is still solidifying themselves as a potential top 3 team in this group. They've done the hard part. They beat UAH Blue, which was another mid-tier to 3rd seed, kind of just in the middle of the pack, and they made sure they established themselves over them, and they still have more games to finish this year. But this result is nothing to scoff at. This GSU team is stronger than they were last year. They look better than they were last year. They're more cohesive. They have put a lot of work in over the winter, and they're looking so good.
I think you got to give a lot of props to GSU, but obviously you can't overstate how clean UNCC can play when they are clicking. You saw it, a 3-goal swing, 2 goals down, come back to tie it, then steal it in overtime. They've had a couple plays that just made you just go, wow, but it's just the consistency that seemed to be lacking there from the Niners. And with them playing in the group like this, yes, they have some time to build on it. Yes, we have some expected wins for them. And I personally want to see them kind of build on that identity of, we're going to hit you in the mouth and be able to come back from anything. But it just has to start and end with the consistency on the touches and the follow-ups.
And I believe that both these teams are going to find their consistency. GSU is basically almost there, but again, they lost to UTK, so they're not going to get the first seed in this group unless some miracle happens and maybe Bmore and his guys find their way into a win over UTK. But though it is unlikely, it is possible. And now the game to watch in this group is next week. I'm not sure if it's going to be on a stream or not, or wherever it's going to find its way to on a broadcast, but GSU plays UAH Blue. And that is a team that was originally projected to go 3rd, but then they lost to
Yes.
UNCC. So if UNCC wants a chance at getting back into the playoff run, that is the match they're going to have their eyes on. But it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. We have had some lovely games tonight. Predictions may have been a little off, but it's because I'm filling in for Bepic. So unfortunate. But Booth, before we go, you got anything you want to say?
It's just happy Valentine's Day. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And if you haven't heard it today, we love you. And we are very appreciative of you guys joining us. Big shout out to you, my friend DJ, to joining me in the booth, listening to me yell at some car ball. Big shout out to our producers on the back end. Big shout out to all the boys, all the friends here, and big shout out to you guys, as in viewers, as in players, as in future viewers as well, who are watching old streams. So we couldn't do without you.
Big shout out to our sponsors as well, as we could not create the platform for these teams to highlight their players without that. But it's been an exhilarating day of Rocket League. We've had everything. We've had breakups. We've had new relationships. It's almost like an episode of The Bachelor. But like this one, the season finale comes early. So it has been an absolute pleasure. We will see y'all next week. It's been a good time. Happy Valentine's Day.